Hello world, welcome back to the Razor RC, and we got a couple of products here from Team Crawley that they sent me for a review. Two quick items, basically a pit stand and a toolkit. So we'll start off with the pit stand. You will have to assemble this yourself. It does have some fairly simple instructions, as well as all the hex drivers you will need to actually put this together. You can always keep these for using it on your car or whatever later. I do recommend always having some Allen keys to get to tight spots that your normal hex drivers might not be able to get to. But yeah, pretty much just 3 screws here, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, and then a little set screw to set the tension. It obviously rotates so it can spin whatever, and then has foam pads on top, foam feet on the bottom. Looks like it's like a stamped steel piece with an aluminum piece here in the middle. Also features a little ruler, so those of us here in the US like inches, or if you prefer millimeters, centimeters, it does have a little chart to check like screw lengths or shock lengths or whatever, turnbuckle lengths. Pretty nice that they have that. And then also cutouts to do a little shock maintenance, so you have a little shock holder as well, so pretty cool. I guess another size as well, you can stick it on there if you prefer. Yeah, so pretty simple little pit stand, rotating and all that good stuff. And then we got the tool kit. So this just came out and it retails for $80 here in the United States. And it seems to me to be kind of meant as like an entry-level tool set or a to-go tool set. So it has everything that you would need on the track or at the field, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So all your standard drivers, we've got 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3 millimeter hex drivers, and they are kind of these nice machine tips, removable as well, so you can replace the tips, which is really nice because eventually all tips will wear out, and it's nice to be able to replace them without having to replace the entire handle. Composite grip, fairly large grip, so if you have arthritis or have trouble grabbing onto stuff, that could help. Also a 5 millimeter Allen wrench as well. I think these are going to be used for like the nuts here on your pivot balls. I've got my Team Crawley Chronos over here on the left, so that is useful. Also includes I guess kind of a diff stand as well as holder, as well as 17 millimeter nut wrench as well as holder for your 5 millimeter, so you can throw that in. Rotate those little pivot balls with using this giant handle as well, composite handle. This is kind of like a multi-tool, and we'll get more into that later. Also includes a full-on wrench for pretty much every single size you could think of. I'm guessing between 5 and 4 and probably 7 millimeters, as well as this giant, I don't know if that's a 17 millimeter or what. Yeah, it looks like a 17 millimeter wrench as well. It's kind of nice if you want to hold on to your, oh, does that fit? Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so you could hold on, for example, the axle while you're tightening down that set screw inside, which is useful because I usually have to bust out the Craftsman 17 millimeter. Nice to have a slim thing. And the other cool thing about something like this, as opposed to like a nut driver, is that there's oftentimes nuts that are very difficult to get to. For example, on this guy, there is like that little nut down there. You can barely see it. It's like a 5.5 millimeter. So you actually slide your wrench in there, hold that down while you're loosening the hex screw on the other side. So always nice and handy to have something like this, especially if you don't already have one. Standard T-wrench, 5, 5.5, 4, and 7 millimeters. I'm guessing that's also the same sizes on this little wrench as well. That would be my guess. Yeah, it looks like the same sizes on this little wrench, so that's pretty cool. You have both a nut wrench as well as a hex wrench or driver, whatever you want to call it. And then they got these other cool pieces. So this is a pinion holder, pinion caddy, so you can tighten down all your different pinions, throw it in here. You could store it actually in the tool bag. Never thought about that, but yeah, if you're testing gearing or you have high-speed gearing, low-speed pinions, whatever, I think this is a tool tray. So kind of holds both the pinion caddy, or you can, I guess, put that separately by itself. Parts tray is always useful for sure, especially out in the field. They got this little shock standoff tool, so this just mates right into the handle there. You got a shock tool, so yeah, hold all your shocks for maintenance. Obviously, you just kind of throw it in there like that, whatever. Different sizes, it looks like, or you could at least do 4 at a time. It's also a diff holder, so I believe you can stick like the diff cup in here, the ring gear side, whatever. Pretty interesting tool. Giant composite handle, of course, 17mm nuts as well to remove all those screws. So that's pretty cool. We got these little inserts here. So I believe these are like the, yeah, these are little inserts you can throw again into the multi-tool. Remove your shock caps. Another piece as well, I think, for the bottom end. Let's see, does that fit? Yeah, there you go. So you can remove your shock rod ends. Pretty cool. And then they got this other cool little tool. So this to me looks like a standard shock tool. So you can hold your shocks in place while you're unscrewing, the caps, for example. You can hold the shock shafts as well. So they act as a set of shock pliers. They're composite, so they're not going to scratch your shock shafts. You really don't want to mar these because then they'll tear up the O-rings, cause them to link, all that stuff. So again, you can basically remove your rod ends that way. Also looks like it has a screw sizer, so you can figure out the size of your screw, whether you got an M3, M2.5, M4, M5, as well as screw lengths you can there stick in and measure stuff. I believe it's also a camber gauge, so you got these little settings here. I'm not really sure what that means, if that's like 10 degrees, 20 degrees, or what, but yeah, you can adjust camber, or at least try to set them similar on your vehicle. Pretty interesting. Also has like a hollow ball tool, so if you want to pop out the hollow balls on your rod ends, you can basically punch them out that way, get them to fall out, or to reinsert them. That's always useful. So yeah, pretty cool little multi-tool. It is composite, so it's not going to scratch anything, so that is pretty interesting. So yeah, pretty neat little set of tools from Team Corally. 70 bucks seems like pretty good value, especially if you're starting out and you don't have any tools. I mean, shock pliers, shock tools, definitely very useful. Obviously, pinion caddies, a little extra bonus, as well as parts tray. This I think is actually useful. I have a complete set of wrenches, but you really need something like this so you can access nuts, screws, whatever, without stuff that you can't come in directly from up top. It's nice to be able to slide in something and make adjustments. Obviously, things like the turnbuckle as well, you can adjust with this, which you obviously could not do that. And then the 5mm tool to adjust your pivot nuts is very important, so that's pretty cool. And obviously, everything works with your Team Corally vehicle. And yeah, so pretty cool little set. Thanks to Team Corally for sending this out. And check it out if you're interested at your local Team Corally dealer, or shop online at world.corally.com. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe buttons. Take care now.